Hey everyone. You know that feeling when you're staring at your Vicidial dashboard and it's just a wall of generic agent IDs? Ever wished you could just, see your team? Well, you're in the right place. In this explainer, we're going to dive into some back-end magic. I'm talking about creating and assigning custom avatars that'll completely transform your interface. So let's get right into it. I mean, look at this. The difference is pretty much night and day, right? On the left, you've got that standard kind of impersonal list of agent IDs, and on the right, a dashboard that actually comes alive. We're talking about going from these anonymous numbers to instant visual recognition. And that's exactly the transformation we're going to walk through today. And this really gets to the core of it. This isn't just about making things look pretty, though it definitely does. It's about fundamentally improving how you manage your entire call center. We're talking a serious boost in efficiency, getting clarity at a single glance, and honestly, creating a more connected experience for your whole team. It's a super powerful and really practical upgrade. Okay, so let's start with the big question. Why even bother doing this? What's the real value in ditching those generic agent IDs? Let's break it all down. Just think about it for a second. Every single time a supervisor has to pause and do that mental translation, okay, agent 7001, that's Jane, right? That's a tiny little moment of friction. But those tiny moments, they add up fast. Across a day, a week, a whole year, there's a real hidden cost to these generic displays that we kind of just accept as normal. So, what's the bottom line here? Well, for starters, generic IDs just slow things down. Supervisors take that extra beat to figure out who's who, and that eats into valuable time. And for the agents themselves, it can feel really impersonal. But when an agent sees their own avatar up there, it creates this sense of ownership. It sends a message loud and clear. You're a unique member of this team, not just another number in the system. All right, now for the fun part. Let's get our hands dirty and talk about actually creating these avatars. This is where we take the idea and turn it into actual pixels that are going to live right inside your Vicidial interface. Okay, so the specs. What's great here is how simple the requirements are. Seriously, just stick to standard file formats like PNG or JPG. That's for compatibility. For the size, 100 by 100 pixels is kind of the sweet spot for the UI. It's big enough to be clear, but it won't clutter up your screen. And maybe the most important thing here, design for high contrast. That's what guarantees the avatar is instantly recognizable, even with just a quick glance. And listen, you absolutely do not need to be a graphic design guru to pull this off. Free tools like Canva or GIMP are more than powerful enough. Of course, if you have access to Photoshop or Figma, those work great too. But the key principle, the thing you really need to remember, is simple. Design for immediate recognition. A gold, high-contrast design you can identify in a split second, that's way more effective than some super complex, detailed image. Okay, so our avatars are designed and ready to go. Now, we've got to get them onto the Vicidial server. The best way to think about this step is like placing your photos into the exact right folder of a huge digital filing cabinet. We have to do this so the system knows precisely where to find them. And the process itself is pretty straightforward. First, you're going to connect to your server. You can use a tool like FileZilla or WinSCP. That's what's known as an SFTP or FTP client. Once you're connected, you just navigate to the right directory. Then you upload your new avatar files. And the last, and this is a really critical step, is checking the file permissions. All that means is making sure the system has permission to actually read and display the images you just put there. So let's recap. We've designed the avatars and we've put them on the server. Now, for the most important part, this is the real magic. This is where we tell Vicidial exactly which avatar belongs to which agent. We're going to make a direct connection right in the database. The heart of this whole operation is a database table called Vicidial users. You can think of this table as the central hub for literally all agent profile information. What we're going to do is target a specific field inside this table to create that link between an agent's user ID and the path to their new avatar. And this is how it's done. This little snippet of code right here is the SQL command that makes the connection happen. Let's just walk through it real quick. Update Vicidial users. That just tells the system which table we're changing. Set custom one equals. This is where you paste the exact file path to the avatar image you just uploaded. And finally, the where user equals part. That's how you specify exactly which agent gets this avatar. It's a really precise and powerful command. So, you've run the command. The connection should be made. But there's always that moment of truth. Did it actually work? Let's find out how to check and, more importantly, what to do if it didn't. Okay, here is your go-to checklist. First things first, just a simple refresh of the Vicidial dashboard should show you the new avatar. If it doesn't, don't panic. The most common issues are usually a simple typo in the image path, maybe a mistake in the agent's user ID, or those file permissions we talked about. Just run through this list, and I bet you'll find the culprit right away. Awesome. So you've got custom avatars up and running. But let's think a little bigger now. How do we manage this when we have a ton of agents? And what other cool possibilities does this open up for the future? I mean, updating a few agents by hand is one thing. But what if you're in a call center with hundreds of agents? Doing that one by one would be an absolute nightmare. That's where automation comes in. If you set up a simple, consistent naming convention for your files, something like agentid.png, you can then run a single script to update everybody all at once. That's how you scale this solution effectively. And this is where things get really exciting. Just imagine avatars that change automatically based on performance. An agent crushes their weekly sales target, bam, their avatar gets a gold star. This kind of thing is totally possible by using API integrations to create dynamic, data-driven visual feedback right there in the dashboard. If we look ahead, you can kind of see a clear evolution here. Right now, today, we have full manual control, which is awesome and super powerful. In the near future, those API integrations are going to bring in dynamic automation. And who knows, by 2026, it's totally possible we'll see these kinds of features baked right into the Vicidial platform as a native feature. So, there you have it. We've taken the Vicidial dashboard from a boring list of names and turned it into a dynamic visual hub. It's a simple change, but it really enhances recognition, engagement, and overall efficiency. And that leaves us with just one final exciting question for you. Now that you see what's possible, what's the first creative enhancement you're going to make to your dashboard? Thanks for tuning in.